What's up, guys? Today we are starting off with our tier list of the Sonic Racing CrossWorlds maps and CrossWorlds included. All right, so let's get started. We have quite a few here, so we're going to try to get this done as quickly as possible. I'm going to get you in and out of here, all right? East Stadium, A tier track. It is probably the closest thing you get to like a flagship track in this game. There's nothing that really like stands out, pro or minus about it. It's chill. It's a good time. Rainbow Garden is up next. Rainbow Garden. So Rainbow Garden has a good mix of tightness and width in certain areas, as well as being able to cut in certain areas for like to create like a little skill gap area. So I'm gonna give Rainbow Garden a B tier overall because it's just not quite as like, yeah, let's play Rainbow Garden, you know, the same way you would like East Stadium. Water Palace. All right, let's talk about Water Palace. Water Palace is insanely tight of a track, incredibly tight, with the little boosts and the jumps that you get through, and then you jump out into the water area. That, I mean, water area is fine. It's honestly probably like the worst part of the track. They could have done something a little more with that area. It's a little it's like they were trying to finish their homework last second, you know. So I think overall this get a C tier. It's not a bad track. Meadow Harbor. Unfortunately, I think Meadow Harbor is kind of mid. I hate to say it, but like, sure, you have the little what? You have the little ramp that takes you onto the aircraft carrier, or you could fly above it. And then what? You have that one turn. I guess then it splits off, and then in the second lap for it, you go up. Yeah, it's just kind of, honestly, and the shortcuts are kind of as well. Yeah, Metal Harbor is a C tier, but it's better than Water Palace, that's for sure. Sand Road. Now the best thing about Sand Road, incredible map design. First off, it's nice little like snaky sort of things. That and the song for this track goes crazy. Sand Road, S tier. Colorful Mall. No, Colorful Mall, it's a good brawler map. I'm not gonna lie, for team games, for the all the little like party type games, Colorful Mall goes crazy. It's just mayhem. There's multiple levels. There's a bunch of like nonsense going on. So I'm gonna have to give Colorful Mall maybe an A tier. Mystic Jungle. Mystic Jungle's pretty good. It's pretty good. Um, Takes a little bit of time to master this one. Takes you a little bit of time that you don't necessarily need to gas it when you're on that water slide. That's a little tip for me. You can drift better on that water side section if you're not like holding down the gas the entire time. And then you could have a little flip over from one side to the next. Um, it has a little bit of a shortcut after that. It's kind of decent. It's kind of, it's a little bit better than Metal Harbor, but it's not quite. I think it's B tier above Metal Harbor. Yep. Potos. A little brawly at first, and then it just kind of falls flat after that. To be honest, it's a bit odd. I have to give Apotos a D tier. Wonder Museum. It's kind of like Wonderful Mall. I mean, Colorful Mall. Sorry. They kind of feel like the same map, but different, if that makes sense. But Wonder Museum, it's better than Mystic Jungle, Metal Harbor. I would say top of C tier. It's solid. Crystal Mine. We love Crystal Mine around here. It's another snaky one like Sand Road. But then it also has that little flying section. It's like take it or leave it. It's whatever. I would say I would put this above East Aim in A tier. Ocean View, another little snaky one. Um, Let me think. You go, yeah, Ocean View is solid. Somebody says, "Hey, let's play Ocean View." You go, "Yep, all right, we can play Ocean View." So I would say above East Stadium, but not as good as Crystal Mine. Pumpkin Mansion. This one, it's not for the faint of heart. It's brawly, and then it switches from a super brawly section to a super technical section that will punish you if you mess up at all. So this one, I want to say Pumpkin Mansion has to be like, in terms of like the vibes of it, S tier. But in terms of like the execution of it, I think there's I put Pumpkin Mall. Why am I saying Pumpkin Mall? Pumpkin Mansion. I'm sorry. The only issue with it, now I think about it, is the little mirrored sections when you're leaving the mansion at the end, where you go through the portal or whatever, you go through the mirror or whatever, and then you flip it onto your drive on the ceiling. That area just kind of feels like a long straightaway that they threw like a couple things on. So honestly, I'm gonna have to deduct points for that. So that one is gonna go top of B tier. Urban Canyon. That's honestly, I'm not even gonna have to describe this one. This one's a like it's a great like just driving map. It just feels great to drift in and drive on. You got some jumps in there. You could fly a bit, I guess, if you're degenerate. But I'm gonna put it S tier under Sand Road. Market Street, perfect. No notes. Get good or get out. Coral Town. This is a fun one. It has a bunch of that driftiness, a bunch of separate paths you could go through. It flows very well no matter what path you go through, which is kind of insane. Now that I think about it, Coral Town has to be an S tier map. Under, actually, above Urban Canyon. Blizzard Valley. Hold on, guys. Add row below. There we go. We're gonna make it black. All right. Oh no. Hold on, guys. What did I just do? There we go. There we go. We all do this. We would do this one take, guys. One take. That's what we do around here. We're a one take channel, okay? There's no editing on this channel. Hot garbage trash bucket. There we go. I don't care if you can't see it or not. There you go. I highlighted it for you. Blizzard Valley. Have fun sitting there. You're probably going to sit there alone. Actually, wait, I see one more that just might join you. This map just doesn't flow well. It feels awkward. The ice doesn't feel consistent. The only way for you to actually like prepare for it is to throw one gadget on that's gonna help you. So overall, I'm gonna have to give this shit a fucking hot garbage trash bucket tier. Okay. Radical Highway. Speedster Dream. Speedster Dream. Big jumps. We go zoom zoom. Radical Highway. Vroom vroom. Honestly, A tier, top of A tier. Actually, bottom S tier. It's pretty one note, but it plays that note very well. It hits that spot. You go vroom vroom. We're racing. We're somehow going in a straight line, but we're somehow also turning. Doesn't make sense. Chow Park, very fun. Chow Park, very fun, very flowy. It has some of those like you're basically driving on a roller coaster conceptually. So I have to get Chow Park top of A. Not as good as Radical Highway. Donpa Factory. I mean, Donpa Factory is just mid. It's mid. Like, it's all right. Like, if See Dampa Factory come up. I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing this. Nothing bad to say about it. It's just kind of odd, a little uninspired, to be honest. Aqua Forest. Aqua Forest. I think the map is broken because you can feel when you're on these like water slide areas in Aqua Forest that you don't feel in Mystic Jungle. You can feel the rapids kind of pulling you in like a direction that you're not trying to drift in. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe that's part of it. Um, but especially when you have the like the boat jumping gadget, it doesn't work very well. You go to jump through the rings, like you'll jump past it, over it. It's insane. Maybe it's a skill issue. I don't know. Something just doesn't feel quite right with Aqua Forest in the waterside selections to the point where on Aqua Forest, it's better to just skip the water slide sections if you can. So it kind of defeats the purpose of this map. So I'm gonna have to put this in D tier. Eggman Expo, it's alright. Same thing for with Aqua Forest with the water section on Eggman Expo. It doesn't feel the same. Maybe it's because it's the water levels. Maybe it's like a higher water level than like or they tweaked like the speed of the water or something. But on Mystic Jungle, that water slide doesn't feel bad. Neither does the water on Water Palace feel bad, but the water on Eggman Expo and Aqua Force feels terrible to drive in. But Eggman Expo has other redeeming parts. My only issue is that that flying section is a little too long. It could have like not been there at all, to be honest. They could have like added a little more road. So I'm gonna have to say Eggman Expo, you get a solid C tier. Like you're better than Dampa Factory, but I jump into play. Kronos Island. We're flowing. We're jumping. We're flipping. We're in a grand area. And that's why Kronos Island, S tier, right above Coral Town. North Star Islands, yes, yes, yes. A little throwback from the past, a little nostalgia, a little yes, yes. Makes me feel good to see it every single time. I'm a kid again. North Star Islands, however, a little forgettable, honestly. It's hard to remember like what the track actually feels and looks like. All the different like biomes. So honestly, A tier below Child Park. And now that I'm looking at this, I'm put East Stadium is gonna go above Crystal Mine in this A tier section. White Space. White Space, honestly, it's C. Honestly, might even be bottom of C, top of D, purely because the last lap on White Space is really weird. More so the last section is feels abrupt, if that makes sense. The pacing of White Space feels off. It feels like the first lap is very long, then you go through your CrossWorld, whatever, and then the last lap is shorter than the first lap, much shorter. So, honestly, I prefer it over Dampa Factory. I prefer it over Water Palace, Eggman Expo. I might even take it over Metal Harbor, to be honest. I'll put White Space about the middle of C tier. It's alright. Sky Road. That's a good one. I love Sky Road. This is a very technical one, or it's a very easy one, depending on which path you take. You are very much rewarded for taking the more difficult path. But also jumping on those balloons is really fun. It's a solid B tier. It's B. I like it more than these two. Roulette Road. I love Roulette Road. I love roulette. Roulette. Sorry. Got carried away there. So what are we doing here? Roulette Road. It's all right. There's little like step down areas. I can't remember if it's in the beginning of road that just feels a little odd. It would be better if those balls in the beginning actually hit you, because right now it just feels like it's a faux threat. And then you drift through, and then if those poker chips that you could potentially jump on were spaced out more, but probably a little better, making a little more of a skill area, plus a little bit more of a reward. You get a couple more tricks off. Um, it's fine. I like the theming. It looks very nice. So I'm gonna have to give it a top of B tier. Kraken Bay. Uh, Kraken Bay is a bit of an odd one. It throws you. It's great if you're running a trick build, to be honest, but it tries to hit all the forms of transportation in this game. It starts you up on a boat, then you go onto the ship, then you could choose to continue to drive or be on the boat again. Then you're gonna end up flying through past the Kraken into the eye of the Kraken or whatever, or the mouth or something like that. Um, so honestly, it's all right. It is a tiny bit of a skill gap on Kraken Bay, but not much. So it's a solid C tier. I would probably put it like above Eggman Expo. Golden Temple, honestly, weird to say. I usually like the snaky ones, but something just feels off, especially about this beginning section here in Golden Temple. And these balls are kind of just more annoying than anything else. Like a mild inconvenience in your way, to be honest. And then the water section on Golden Temple, it doesn't feel right. Um, put it D tier above Apotos. Magma Planet. Actually, I didn't. Uh, Bottom of D tier, no notes. Like it's just kind of there. It's like, oh, Magma Planet, I guess. Hidden World, S class, S tier. It just feels so good to go through Hidden World. The only little issue with Hidden World is that flying section feels a little stale. It could have had a little more obstacles there because you go from like drifting side to side, and then it's like, all right, now we're flying straight pretty much, and then you go back to driving, and there's like the little half pipe area you can jump up with the little Pac-Mans going around. It's lit, but that little flying section, they could have done something a little more there in this one. So for that, it's gonna go bottom. Actually, and upon further review, Radical Highway is gonna go higher than Coral Town. It's not quite as good as these three, but it is up there. Steampunk City is again, it's a great section, except for the beginning and the end of Steampunk City. These flying sections are just like straight shots for the most part. Um, but otherwise, like the driving through Steampunk City is very windy. It's very fun. Little brawly, some obstacles. It's very like interactive in that regard. Steambook City is gonna get a solid B. The only issue is that it begins and ends kind of terribly, to be honest. So that's gonna be that. And then what do we have next? Dragon Road. Oh, Dragon Road is great, especially if you're running a trick build or a drift build. It's so fun. It has nice little shortcuts. It's honestly might be the best CrossWorld, to be honest. So Dragon Road is gonna have to get an S tier. We're going all the way up to S tier with Dragon Road above Coral Town. Does it get above Radical Highway? No, no. Holoska. Holoska is like above mid. The water in this one actually just doesn't feel bad. Maybe it's the flowing water in this game that has issues. Whenever the water is flowing, because even in Kraken Bay, the waves feel better, and the Holoska has waves too. So the waves of the water don't feel bad in this game. Maybe it's like whatever rate that they have the water flowing at and the depth of it. Um, oh, it's gonna be a solid B. Um, right under Sky Road. Galactic Parade. Honestly, Galactic Parade could have been so much better. Could have been so much better. It's very good, but could have been so much better. Why? The end flying section. It just feels like dead air. It feels like dead air at the end of a like insane cross world. I don't understand why. So for that, it's gonna get an A tier, but it's gonna be like a. It would have been S tier. Like it feels like it should be an S tier, but it's going to be A tier and not even top of A tier. It's gonna be like right here, right in the middle of A tier. Dinosaur Jungle is like the most bottom of C tier area I can think of. It's all right. Like it's fine. Like you get through it and then you move on. Like you don't even think about it after. Like Sweet Mountain for some reason feels like Dinosaur Jungle, but like reskinned. Like they were the same map at some point, and then it was broken apart, and they reskinned it. But it feels like it was like the same track at some point for some reason. And just for that, but it is a little bit better. The water feels pretty all right in Sweet Mountain. Uh, it ends off pretty okay. Those last couple turns could be a little bit tighter to make it more interesting, but other than that, it's all right. I'll put it above Dinosaur Jungle. White Cave, we love White Cave around here. White Cave is windy. There's a bunch of jumps. It's very technical. If you don't get it right, you will be punished, and it will not be pretty. It's a bunch of hazards on White Cave. Honestly, it's a high skill like cross world, and it starts off with those tricks. Honestly, I would put it right below Dragon Road S tier. Cyberspace. Cyberspace is like the Radical Highway cross world version, but there's like lots of jumps. Like there's multiple levels. Nice bunch of nice little shortcuts you can go through. It feels great to go through. There's a lot of stuff going on. And even though it's like a straight shot, it feels like there's a bunch of stuff going on always on White Cave. Not White Cave, Cyberspace. I'm sorry. Cyberspace is gonna get it. It's gonna go into A tier, and it's gonna go right above Galactic Parade. Digital Circuit. All right, I like the windiness of Digital Circuit with the boosts, and then you have a little choose your own adventure with the separate paths. But it's okay. There's nothing that really like jumps out about Digital Circuit. A little vaporwave action. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to throw this in B tier to be honest. Yeah, I like it better than Steampunk City. Not as much as Roulette Road though. I think this is gonna be our final tier list. I don't see any changes that we can be making. Except honestly, Apotos goes above Golden Temple. And then yeah, I think this is it. This is good. This is a good tier list. All right. See you in the next one. We're doing gadgets next. And fuck this map. Fuck Blizzard Valley with everything in my soul.